Hello, hello, it's RocksAlot. Welcome to Saturday Pop-Up Live. Don't know if we've even gone live on a Saturday before, but I thought I'd do a quick pop-up. Plans got changed for the day. It is Memorial Weekend, so I hear people out there with chainsaws. um, got a few different things to prep up today. Some I might cut, and then we might even get into some other stuff. But stick around. We're going to go probably about an hour and a half to 2 hours. Love for you to pop in and out or just stay, whichever. And yeah, I really appreciate you being here in the first place, so thank you. What have we got today? Well, I have some Royston ribbon, piece of Kingman that I need to probably back. This is a piece of the Nakazari with the needles in it. Hi there, welcome in. Another piece of Nakazari, I'm not so sure though. And then a piece of the Cristo veracite that may or may not stick together. I don't even know if we'll get anything out of that, we'll see. Alright, so I think we may even end up doing some backing on a few things just to keep them held together. And yeah, just going to get going. I've got tons of stuff to go through. I don't know if this needs backing or not. Let's have a look. It's a really nice piece of number 8. It's pretty dark in the matrix, which is usually a good telltale sign. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And 30 more seconds. I might actually restart because I can. Hey, Amo, how you doing? Emod, how you doing today? So I guess it takes, I don't know, 2.5 minutes for everybody to come in. But welcome in. I'm doing just a quick pop-up. I don't normally go live on a Saturday. We did have some plans. Great, that's good, Emo. Is it Emod or Emo? Oh, Emo. I'm going to go with Emod. I'm doing very well, actually. Plans got changed this morning. It's Memorial Weekend. We were going to get up early, get out, but it rained, so now it's clearing up. And I hear people coming out and hitting the chainsaw and all kinds of stuff, getting ready for storm season around here. Me, I just thought I'd come out here. Gonna shape a couple of things, see how they stick together. Hey, Browndale, these are mostly turquoise. There's one veracite in here. This is a Cristo veracite. I don't know if it's gonna hold together. I hope it does. And so yeah, it's got a little bit of sort of veining through it, and that's a black chart that you see there. This is actually a Nakazari, and you can see these little needles in here, and it also has splodge of metal on the back here, so we might shape that one up. It's also got quartz on it, so we might shape that one up. Hey, North Star. I was wondering about you this morning. I didn't know if you had a show this weekend. So yeah, a bit of Cristo, bit of Royston ribbon, nice piece of Kingman rough, but I think I'm just going to flatten this back down. You can see the quartz vein running through there, because you can kind of see this seam going through it all the way around. Okay, that's cool. You got internet, that's great. Let's put a little extra. This might help too. There we go, that'll help. Might have a little metal in there. It is stabilized, so I might just flatten the back and then JB weld the back for tomorrow, and we'll finish it up tomorrow, and I might even cut through the top here. I know which bag this came in, but I don't think it's what it's supposed to be. So we're going to take a little adventure into that one. And yeah, just taking my time. There is a big sale going on today out of Utah. I think that goes on at 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Oh, I should have shown you before I brought you over here. Let's do this, and then let me show you one other thing we're going to do first. So first, I have a small commission to do. Thank you, Brown. I appreciate that, Dale. Yeah, it all really helps coming along. So I'm replacing this stone with this stone. Not my choice, but somebody else's choices, and they get to choose. And it goes in, I hope we have it in here. There we go. So it goes in this setting. Hi there, welcome in. Yeah, thumbs help push it out. Subscribers help keep the channel moving. And it's free to everybody. I go live on Sundays at 2, Thursdays at 6. Just popped up today because we had a bit of heavy rain and we weren't able to get out. So I might as well be out here fiddling around a little bit. So it's a nice setting. It's gold plated or gold filled. And this was the original. Sort of went in like that. I would have kept it that way myself, but okay, well, that's how well it fit in there. And come on. Okay, now it doesn't want to come out. There we go. And they want me to try and put this in there. So I'm going to have to take one of the ends off just to bring it in. It's really not very much. So I'm just going to take one of the ends off, and hopefully that'll fit right into the setting. And I have a couple of pieces of Larimar that I need to flatten out, and we'll get to that. Let's try this big one first. See how much I can screw it up. Or not. And I think I'm going to start. Yeah, pretty much dirty. Here we go. This I work on a Diamond Pacific Genie. So I use these little air geysers, and it spits water up on the wheel and keeps the wheel nice and cool, but it also keeps the stone cool. Keeping the stone cool helps it from cracking. I am going to do this end. Especially got glue still stuck on there. I'm going to try and take this end off just a little bit. And I'm doing it because I think the blue area is probably harder, but we're about to find out. And the reason I'm going on the middle is because it's a little less aggressive. And I also have to take this through maybe 5 or 6 different wheels. So I'm just going to try and get the general shape. Get that setting back out. It's not going to take much to get it in here. See, so I got to get off about that much and still keep the shape. That'll be interesting. Let's keep going. Alright, I got to test out the white area. The white area is quartz, and it's going to be softer, I think. I think this is dyed anyway, by the way. But like I said, somebody else's choice. So yeah, that quartz is much softer. So I've got to be careful on that. And just bring it around. Now it gets hard. And I'm going to keep testing on this one. Still good. Still got a little bit to go. Alright, so I'm going to get a little more aggressive. Pushing just a little bit harder. The other thing I have to do is I have to keep this edge at an angle so that when that bezel gets pushed in, it has something to grab hold on. So you need it angled out this way a little bit. That's overcompensating right there, but alright, now I'm pushing pretty hard. Getting softer when I get to this quartz area. Let's do another test. I don't know if that's getting closer or further away. So it's getting there. I could take a little bit off this end, I think. Alright, I'm going to try the other end a little bit as well. This is definitely going to be softer. Hi everybody, thanks for being here. Hope you're having a great weekend. And we are getting really close. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit more up here, then we'll hit the other end, and I should be getting really close. Let's sit up here a little bit. I gotta remember I've got other wheels to go. The next wheels will take a little bit of material up. It's not as much as this wheel that I'm working with. Okay, make sure I don't get any flat spots. I am looking pretty good. Hey Mr. SWAT, how you doing today? Hope you're having a decent weekend. I went to the other end now just to bring this in a little bit so that the shape of each end looks similar. It's not going to be exact. One more test. I think we're going on to the next wheel. Just to make it a little bit closer. Alright, you see I'm almost there. Really almost there. And so I'm going to do the next wheel, which still has a 280 grit on it. Hi everybody, welcome in. But on the welcome to everybody new as well. I love all my long-term subscribers, but anybody that's new, really appreciate you being in here. Maybe you'll see something you like, and you'll hit that thumbs up there and maybe subscribe. I go live on Sundays and Thursdays. Thursdays at 6, Sundays at 2. Just being a long weekend, and it rained this morning around here that I don't know, why not cut some rocks or cut some stuff up, so that's what we're doing. Roll that a little bit. Now I've got to go through 3 other wheels to finish this off, but once I get it pretty much sitting in that setting, there's no other material that's going to have to come off of here. I'm just blending this top edge right here, so it's the same as what was originally there. So we've been on, what, 14 minutes? I've almost finished the first piece. What do I charge a jeweler for that? I don't know. I like the original stone that was in here. I think we're good for another test. done on this, and I can leave this for a few minutes. Now, what I did like about this stone, rather than the original, was the height on it. So it will be a lot higher than the old setting, than the old stone. Because on the old, I should have just taken this off of this piece of paper. I'm soaking the paper. Let's see. Oh, yeah, so close right there. Ooh. A little tiny bit to go. So close. Take a little bit more off this end. So I'm going to go back one wheel. Really quick. Let's do that. Let's come to this one. Round it in. That should be it. Hi, everybody. That's great, Mr. So I really appreciate that. Yeah, we're pretty like homegrown, down to earth. My accent is an AI. My humor, I don't know if it's AI or not. But yeah, we usually have quite a few fun people in the chat. Our regulars. I kind of did it, Mr. SWAT. I kind of did a SWAT on my regulars because they're used to me coming on Sundays and Thursdays. So, all right, that's ready to plop in there. I'm not going to squeeze it in there because I got three more wheels to go. But as you can see, it's going to have a lot more height than the old stone. And there, that was nice and quick. Really quick. So, this was the old stone. Personally, I would have left it. And that went all the way in that just to the top of the bezel, right, like that. And this one, once he folds over those edges, will be a lot higher and more prominent. So, not a terrible choice. I get, but there you go. All right, that's one. And then I've got another one. Shaka, welcome in. Shaka Khan. Or is it Shaka Khan? I think it's Shaka Khan. Hey Shaq, how you doing today? I was just I was helping a friend. Well, they were trying to decide. They had a cargo container at the farm for a long time, and there was a lot of horse stuff in there, bar paraphernalia, bottles, NASCAR stuff. But the water started to get in, so okay, I got lucky. I just had a mini heart attack. So this piece where my thumb is actually loose and comes out. This is the one he asked me to replace right there, and when I got home this one had come out too, so it's basically just glued in there. Let's see if I can get it out. I just can't lose it, because otherwise I'll be cutting two stones. Anyway, so I just want to flatten out the pieces of Larimar that he gave me to see if they're even going to work, or am I going to have to find some of my own pieces. What I was able to do, because that other piece came out, was do a quick stencil of the outside of it. So now we're just going to flatten these out. See if I can get it to the point that I can get the stencil on there. Excuse my fingers and fingernails today. I have been working outside, up on the roof. Tomorrow's mow the lawn day. And I've been cutting rocks. So I was cutting some of this Boulder opal here. is, I'm going to cut some more, but I'm going to wait for a thinner blade. So it does have some good opal in there. There's actually some color in up here. If you can see the green popping right there. So that's another time. So yeah, if you are new, come back. We'll be doing that another time. And yeah, let's just flatten this out, see what happens. I got to get it to where it's large enough down the bottom here that I can cut that little stencil out. Ooh, and my nemesis. So I love Larimar, but I don't love Larimar. Larimar is a pectolite with copper in it from the Dominican Republic. Pectolite has like these florets of fiber because it is a pectolite. If you look up just pectolite, you'll see. Do I have a piece up here? I might. Yeah, I must have put it back inside. But hi everybody, welcome in. So I'm just going to flatten this out. The thing about pectolite is it can splinter down those fibrous areas. And really just going flat with it, hoping it doesn't break. Can't push too hard because it will attribute to it breaking out. Whew. Alright. Hi everybody, welcome in. Thanks for being here. Even if you just stick around for 30 seconds, it really helps. And this sort of a down-to-earth, lapidary rock cutting channel. No frills. Well, I'm pretty frilly from time to time, but no frills. Hey, one of the mines, thanks for coming in. Yeah, I'm going to go around it any second here. I'm going to take off that edge over here in a second. Just got to come up. I have to get it all the way down to about here probably before it'll sit on top. So that bottom edge for right now actually may help it stay solid. Maybe. I'm pressing really softly. Larimar is a pretty hardish stone to cut, so I'd probably say around a 6 on the Mohs scale. But it will splinter out. Let me get some water on that. Especially if it gets hot. So if it gets hot, it's definitely going to try and splinter out. I was fortunate enough, probably, I guess it's 4 or 5 years ago, to be invited to an estate sale prior to the main sale. And it turned out that it was, his name is Dr. Woodruff. It was Dr. Woodruff's estate. And he actually was an entomologist over at the University of Florida, but he did most of his entomology work over in the Dominican Republic. So this is in the sort of late 70s, early 80s when he was doing his entomology. And while he was there, he tripped over the Larimar mines and one of the first people given permission was granted permission from the government to export the Larimar. And that's back in the 70s, 80s. I forget the gentleman's name. Alright, so I'm getting close here. So the entomology part came in because we have the blue amber over there, and occasionally you can get your insects in it. So I did the estate sale. Well, I went to buy at the estate sale, and then it just so happened that I spent too much money and wanted to spend more, that they invited me to help with the estate sale over the next 2 weekends. So I saw a lot of things I would never have the chance to see, and we had probably 20, well, no, more like 30 to 40 5-gallon buckets of chunks and boulders of Larimar. I don't think you can even get it in the States like that anymore. And so I got some really nice sort of museum pieces. I bought a lot of cabochons, and then I bought some slabs, and the slabs are so nice that I don't want to cabochon. Alright, so I know this is taking a little while, but I'm taking my time on it. I've got to check my size here any second. So I am good here. I just don't know if I'm going to get that enough height. Let's bring that little edge in. Great. And I'm basically going to have to get a rectangle out of this. Then I'm going to try and get rid of the dirty. Some people like this in their Larimar. In fact, the bracelet or the cuff that this goes into has that darker material. So I think I'm going to be okay. Anyway, Dr. Woodruff was an author of the Larimar article that's in the lapidary journal. See, I feel some little chippers. I got to change wheel too. And get chipped out of that little dark spot because it's not as stable. Let's move over. Hi everybody, welcome in. Working on a commission. Costas, welcome in. They gave me this little tiny piece of stone to replace another stone. Alright, I'm just going to guesstimate this right here. Bring this in. I don't like that in there. Let's see if I can take it out a little bit from the top too. And that just gets darker. Okay, so now I'm back to this side. So this just got darker. You can see where it goes down to. I wouldn't want that in the face. Possibly I could take that off. I think I've got enough height there for the stone. Let's do a quick check here. I'm going to take that other stone out. Let's see. Little handy pick. So, oops. That's kind of where I'm headed for the stone. Where'd the stone go? I got it in here somewhere. Kind of. Definitely gets close to being too small. I mean, let's get the bangle out itself. So that's got this. So that's what I'm trying to replace. That one right there. This is already loose. It's already come out before. So let's see if I can get it out. Let's see. Nope. Does not want to come out. Nope. No, it's stuck in there and I don't want to jam it out. Let's see. Does not want to come out. You're gonna have to get a needle from inside to pull that out again. Anyway, we're pretty close. Let's see if it'll at least cover. So you can see how the height is there to the height here. I'm good on my height, and I think I'm gonna be okay on my size. So which side do we go? Which one has the better color? So I kind of like this side because it's got the dark on one side and then lightens up, which sort of matches that stone out color-wise. Or I could go brighter, but it has less sort of pools of Caribbean blue or Caribbean green. Right. What I'm going to try and do, let's see if we can do this. I'm going to push this down a little bit further. Let's see what happens. Let's go. Then we're going to move on to the turquoise. I'm just trying to flatten this one out. So this is the soft Nova. It's a 280 grit. We'll still take some stone off, just less aggressive. And with the diamond grit pieces being a little bit smaller, it's less likely to chip out. I think that does look pretty good right there. And I gotta... I'm mumbling. I was halfway talking to you guys and halfway talking to my brain. Yeah, this one's a little different. Hey, thanks for all those thumbs up there. I really appreciate it. I don't know what time it is. There is going to be a sale today if guys are interested in material. It's going to be over on Lapidary Dave's channel. So just head over there. They're going to be live from Utah, I think at 2 o'clock East Mountain Time. So that's 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And then another great place to get slabs, if you're interested in slabs, is from John Ross. And John Ross's, I don't have my mods in today, John Ross's email, if you'd like to email him, is jvross65@yahoo.com. So jvross65@yahoo.com. Yeah, just shoot him a quick email and he will work with you on any type of slab that you can pretty much imagine. And his prices are really amazing. Now, I think one of mine here in the chat might do slabs as well. Don't quote me on that though. Alright. So I'm up to the third wheel. You can kind of see what's going on now, and I can get in there, and we'll do it another time. But I think I can get my stone right out of here, and that'll fit in really nice. So all this will come off. We'll tuck it in here. We're pretty flat on this side already, and we'll be looking good. So I might as well just bring it in while you're here. Let's bring it in. Okay, let's go to the end. Hopefully it doesn't splinter out. Sorry for all the quick movements. I'm going to make stuff disappear here. I could do this on a drop stick, which I probably will after I get it pre-shaped. But I would not be able to be, well, I don't think I'd be able to push quite as hard as I am if I would had a drop stick on it. Alright. A little bit more. Now we're going to move on to some other material. You can see it chipping out a little bit, so I've got to change wheel. I think out of that little tiny chunk, tiny chip that he gave me, I'm actually going to be able to get something out of it. And that's enough time spent on these. But I got that first one done, and it only took me 20 minutes, and I'll probably charge him 25 bucks. So that's not bad. This one I'll probably charge a little bit more, because it's going to take a lot longer. Probably around 35 bucks just to cut it. So anyway, let's move on. Looking good. I appreciate the suggestions in there. That really helps me. That goes in. That goes in. That goes in. I'm missing my little bag. Where's my little bag? There we go. And then just in case, if it doesn't work out, I have a couple more pieces to work on. Hi everybody. Hope you're all rejoicing the Memorial Weekend, spending some time with your family, because family really counts. I appreciate you guys being here, because I do consider you guys my family. If you're new, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe. I go live on Thursdays and Sundays. Sundays at 2, Thursdays at 6. Alright. We're gonna chunk this one out, I think. Not sure which way we're going on this one. But looking at the angles that are just the natural angles on this, I don't know. I might even have to do 2. I might even have to cut that. Let's try a smaller piece just to see how it cuts. And that gives me some sort of example. Yes, Boulder. Now they have it. Now they got train stuff, truck stuff, Maserati. They go around to all the different It's not as, I don't think it's as nice as the original 4-8 that came out of Detroit. But now they have all kinds of different paint layers that come from, shipbuilding to anything. Still has really cool patterns though. And it really depended on what color they painted, because like a boat, they might be doing the hull on a boat, and it's black, blue, or white, pretty much. I guess they could throw in a green there from time to time. And yeah, but the original 4-day, I don't know how long ago it is, 15 years, 20 years that came out, that started hitting the market. Really? Yeah, then they saw how popular it was. So another place that they get it from is like walls that have been graffitied under bridges for the last 60 years. They'll go peel the paint off the old layers of paint from the graffiti. Now they just use spray cans, but alright, so this is pretty hard. It's stabilized, so I've got to get my mask on here. Gonna be a little bit muffled, but I'll live longer. Let's just take that thin part out. And we're gonna get a little bit more water in here as well. Thank you, one of mine. That's really helpful. I would do it. I got another phone on me, but by the time I look it up and point it in the screen, you guys could have looked it up. All right. So I'm hopefully going to get something like that from the top. I'm going to bring that in a lot more. This all has to go. And after this one, I've got a piece of Kingman that I want to prep up, probably for tomorrow's live. And get it JB welded, but I need to flatten the back out. Going around. I'll be patient. Hitting this too hard. Hi everybody. Say hi in the chat if you want, or if you're just lurking. I love you lurkers. I'm a lurker on many channels. I do like to go to people's channels and watch their shorts after their lives, just to see what they think is important from their lives. If that makes any sense. I'm going to leave a little bit of turquoise right there. Again, you hit the thumbs up, nobody knows you did it, and it's free, and subscribing. You can make it public if you want, or you can not. You can keep it private as well, so you don't necessarily have to show everybody who you subscribe to. Although subscribing to me, I don't think could be thought of as a bad thing. Who knows? We're usually pretty good in the chat, so. Alright. Got my basic shape. Got it mostly G-pipe, huh? That's interesting. How old? That's funny. Detroit agate. I have some, I just don't have any big chunky pieces. See, I got one little spot. You see where that sludge is coming out? That's just one tiny little crevice right here. I'd like to take it out, but I don't want to lose too much of my space. And you can tell that there's a little, watch this little sludge pop out the top. Ready? And there we go. Whee! Sorry. You know. I'm going to say it's good for my skin. It probably isn't. Alright. Now we're going to take the top off here. And I'm hoping to keep a pretty high dome on here. Well, a lot of that's going to disappear. I could save that, but I think it's going to end up... Well, hold up now. I'm gonna... I don't know. I might put a hold on you guys here. I'll tell you why. Just gonna make sure my angle's right. I have a decision to make on this one. And it may take me a day or two to actually have it bounce around my head long enough for me to figure it out. So this is my dilemma. That's gorgeous. Maybe I get that from the top. I've pretty much put my girdle angle on there that a bezel could be folded over. So my dilemma is, do I just keep this raw nugget sticking out the top? Because to me, that's kind of cool looking. And imagine having that sticking out the top of your ring. So, I don't know. Yeah, that's what I don't know. If I cut it, I have to bring it all the way through here. I could chop it off the top, but it's going to be, that's pretty small. I don't know if I've had enough up here to make a girdle. I wouldn't. So basically I just chop off and I'd have this piece on the top. So I'm going to leave that. And my better half is not here right now. It means we can misbehave, but I like to use her and bounce ideas off of her because she's very, very creative. So that's just me thinking out the box. I think it's pretty cool like that, even if you had it as a pendant. So I'm going to leave that for right now. It almost looks like devil's rock, doesn't it? Do some third encounters, or encounters of the third kind. Alright, so we're going to leave that. Because we can. So I know there are a lot of people, not a lot, there are a lot of creators this weekend up at the Spencer opal mine. One day I'll make it there. I believe it's in Idaho, for the Spencer opal mine, one of the largest producing color-bearing opals in the United States. I have a chunk that somebody tried. They said it was Spencer. I don't know yet. But definitely got some color in there. And we're going to have to chop this up in a live one of these days. Somebody started to, and then they stopped. But really neat stuff. And this is the kind of stuff they're looking for. They're actually looking for the pink. There's a really nice pink opal, but a good majority, and I'd say this is just my opinion, about 90 to 95% of Spencer opal, you're gonna have to back to get the color to come out. So where are we gonna go? Let's pick up the Kingman, because I want to do that tomorrow. If you want to come in tomorrow, hit the subscribe. You'll get the notifications when I go live tomorrow. And that's what some of this is. Well, thanks, Tom. Hey, Tom. Tom, appreciate the message. And we do have a channel for that. But on the particularly lapidary channel, we try not to jump into to religion and politics. Not that they're not important, they are. But this is sort of a rock-safe place for everybody. So this is a piece of nice smoky Kingman. A little bit of quartz on there. So I want to flatten this back out, and then tomorrow, after the JB weld has dried on this one, you can kind of see the seam that goes all the way around here. Hey Candy, how you doing today? Carmen, I hope I said hi already. I think I did. Exactly. And believe me, we have our beliefs in the house. I just if people come to seek my opinion, then I would give it, but I just don't do it in the channel. So here we go. I'm just going to flatten this out. What do you want me to do with it? You can have a longer look at it for sure. Constantine, how you doing? So you see how it's rocking right now? Let's see if we can show you. Okay. Got a bit of a rock from left to right or side to side, and a bit of a rock top to bottom, and that's what I'm trying to fix. I'm going to fix most of it, just kind of cleaning it up so that when the JB weld's on there, it adheres really well. So I'm going to bring that into that little pocket, and it should be good. It's going to be a beautiful stone though. Yeah, today's live is more about prepping some stones for tomorrow, testing out some materials to see how stabilized they are, whether I need to re-stabilize them. So that when I get to a full cutting live, everything's prepped up already. I mean, that's gorgeous. Look at that. I've had different batches. Oh, that's really nice. I hope that that, I hope, ends up on the front as well. I've had different batches, one of mine. Some better than others. I think Tim's stuff has got better. Thank you, Candy. Everybody hit that thumbs up for Candy if you wouldn't mind. Every day is a blessing, Candy. Every day, and all the people in my life. But tomorrow, or tonight, I'm going to put a very, well, look at that. I was. It might change. So I'm ready to I was going to JB weld this. And the only reason I was doing it is because of how thin that little seam there is. Hey, 4-star. I fooled everybody today. I came on a little, like a whole day early. So we have plans to go out, take Toby with us, but like yesterday's walk with Toby, he's tiny, he didn't get very far before he decided he needed to lay down. So we might try it again tomorrow, but it rained pretty hard this morning, so yeah, that's stunning right there actually. This might be one of the better pieces, one of mine that I've had. Hey, you're welcome, Candy. If people stick around enough, they'll hopefully figure it out for themselves. Alright. Here we go. We're going to do the test on this Cristo. Let's test this Cristo. Don't know if it's going to hold together. Let's just do it. This is a Cristo veracite. If this holds together, we'll go through the whole stone, but still got my mask on. I probably should have put gloves on for this one. Not because of the poisons in it, well that too, but just the color of it. Let's have a peek. So far it's holding together. Wow, okay. A little bit of a divot right there. Look around the edges. Yeah, it's holding together. I say that and it'll fall right apart, but it's holding together right now. You see it's starting to chip a little bit, but I am pressing pretty hard. Let's get this little sharp end down here. Hey TZ, how you doing? Welcome in. Glad you could make it in. And there's a live going on, I think probably about 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I think that's what they said. Alright, so that's good. Now if we can bring it all in, do we take it down from that end, or do we keep what looks nice on the back here? It's not quite a video game, but I do have choices to make. Some of them can be drastic. Hi everybody. Yeah, say hi in the chat if you can. Don't have to. I love that you're here anyway. Alright, let's bring this around. I'm going to bring this in a little bit more because it's pretty low on this side. Yeah, everybody, I don't know if you can press on Candy's name, but if you look up Candy King content, I think you'll get into his channel. He's just getting going, kind of where I was about 3 or 4 years ago, maybe 5 now. And always enthusiastic on everybody's channel, and that's greatly appreciated. And again, Candy, thanks for that super chat. So now, I'm going to take this off and see what's underneath. I'm hoping that these light veins pop out up here as well. That's what I'm hoping. Oopsie. And as it gets thinner, I got to be careful about it pushing too hard and it breaking. So, all right, let's try that top. Here we go. All right, that's the top. Let me get a quick picture actually. I keep forgetting. So YouTube's changed a couple of things. You can still remix your own or other people's videos. I used to have a clip button where you could clip your own or other people's videos, and you could make it longer that way. I would only clip my own, but they took that feature away, and that helped me with a lot of editing on my shorts, so that's changed a little. Alright, here we go. Do a 45 around the edge. Really I should just be taking a peek on the top here. I shouldn't necessarily been shaping the 45 yet. That's me pressing too hard. Hey, Star. Yeah, we are, Star. So had a quick change of plans. It rained. I mean, rain is good around here right now, but it rained this morning, so we did not end up going out to the river or the spring. Maybe we'll do it tomorrow. We do have a birthday we're celebrating tomorrow as well. Not mine or Freckle Cat. Hey Star, did you go over? You gotta go over if you haven't seen it. Go over to Freckle Cat's channel, and she put up a short yesterday that she found extremely amusing. And I know you'd appreciate it if you haven't seen it already. But yeah, go over to Freckle Cat. You can do it now even. Go over to Freckle Cat's channel. It's under Frecklecat and KG, and she found herself a horned beetle yesterday that was stomping around. Really quite funny. Yep, go ahead, take a look. You'll laugh. I know you'll laugh. There's two of them though. She did one horizontal and one vertical. You gotta look at the one that's vertical. It has like 300 views on it. Alright. Not quite seeing as much color yet. We need some in the middle. So this one went from the middle, sort of took a quick right. And this one just hasn't popped through yet. I'm going to keep gambling on this top side for right now. Bit of a gamble to making the stone thinner and thinner. But we are getting some of that. I wish there was just some right down the middle would be fantastic, but I don't see it coming in. That's going to be on the edge. I think I'm better off keeping this as the top. Let's flatten this out. I'm going to change this stone over. And watch once I flatten this, it probably looks really good. One more like for the 50 right there. You guys are going to make me come back on a Saturday again. It's almost double-sided, isn't it? I'm going to try and capture this in here. So I'm just sort of taking an angle between what I want it, what I am going to consider the face of the stone and the girdle, which is the side edge. Started to get a dome on it now. Thank you all for being here. It's going to get a little bit quieter as we move up to the next wheel. Bingo. Here you go. We're probably going to be on another hour or so. And then we'll be back on tomorrow at 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Just going over the same areas that we did on the last wheel. It just cleans them up a little bit. Hey Josh, we are cutting, well right now I'm cutting a veracite. It's mostly chert, but it's got some really good lightning streaks of veracite going through the middle. I'm trying to make them go through the middle. We did a couple pieces of Kingman. I'm going to do a piece of Nakazari, which they say was Nakazari, which I don't think is Nakazari. And then an actual piece of Nakazari. So welcome in. Alright, so definitely choosing the right side. That looks good. Really good, actually. Let's move over to the next wheel. Yeah, we're doing pretty good time. I'm having a really good time. I love doing this. I had a pretty frustrating 2 days just with house issues. And thanks to Star, who may be purchasing some stones, I had to come out and I wanted to refinish them for her. So I spent, first time, 5 hours straight. And then I almost got a coffee break yesterday. And then I spent another, I don't know, 2.5, 3 hours doing house insurance, insurance transfers, refunds. Just crap. It was a pain. This looks really nice. Both sides look really nice. So I think we're double-siding this one. Anyway, the pain in the butt, and I've had the same house insurance and stuff for the last 12 years, I think. So. But insurance companies are trying to veer away from sort of house insurance. Car insurance they're still good on for right now. But I had the roof, the wind mitigation guy had to come out and check the roof. Cleaning, yeah, okay, that's enough. Anyway, so for me, I came out here and got on the wheels just to get rid of all that stuff that was in my head. That's all I'm going to say about it. Yeah, it does. So now I'm feeling a little something. Where is it? This piece is not, that splash is not holding together very well. It is this side. It's a little rough. So I'm going to be careful. Otherwise I'll lose it all. Hi everybody, thank you for that 50 thumbs up. That's fabulous. Awesome. Thank you so much. Sandy, thanks for the super chat. It all adds up. I think I'm going on for my second YouTube check in history. Some of it's from my shorts and lives. Well, you don't get money on lives, so it doesn't matter if I get 100,000 people that come through. You don't make anything. Nobody makes anything on a live protocol. You can get some monetization through super chats, some through the rubies up there in that top right. Rubies are, I think it's 1 cent per ruby. So, not like it's going to break your bank. There we go. We're going to leave it like that for right now. Yes, Josh, that's correct. And then if you get ads, like if you get partnership through some sort of company, depends on what you're doing on your channel. So I am looking into that, and I am looking into, I'm going to do memberships just to do it. So really here, I'm here to show you guys me cutting, and I really enjoy it. And well, thank you, Josh. There you go. Very kind of you. Very colorful thumbs up. I have one too. That got a golden thumbs up. It cost me a whole $1.29. So here's a thumbs up to all of you. I've only done that a few times. So, alright, that's it. This may have to be cleaned out, and I may have to clear epoxy it to keep it to stay. Anyway, not bad. Let's try, what's next? Going back over. We are good on time. In fact, we're fantastic on time. Drink some coffee. So if you don't know, this is actually global prospecting. I think this was one that I won from him, and that's his site for material right there. But global prospecting, Robert is fabulous. He does mostly opals, Australian, Brazilian, Ethiopian, and he's on every Thursday evening at around 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And at some point, I'm going to go visit him. Alright, let's do this ugly one. This one is ugly. If we make something out of this, I will be surprised. But you never know. Well, it's a good day because it's also my father-in-law's job, so happy birthday to you. That's where my mod is right now. Is she is making him fresh banana pudding. Cookies included. Just gonna flatten this out. It's flat. And my father-in-law is one of the kindest people in the world. And I don't mean like monetarily or anything like that. He is just one of the kindest people in the world. His doors are open to anybody. You can grab anything you want out of his freezer. I don't know if he'd give up his banana pudding, but he pretty much gives up everything else. I'm trying to think what else it was that he wouldn't give up. Triple Cat's always baking stuff, so. Some green didgeridoo in here. Hey Bob, how you doing? Lots of rock friends in today. One of these days, I don't know about the rest of you, but I know a bunch of content creators are up in Idaho this weekend for the Spencer Opal mine and a few other things. I think they're looking for, what are they called, Fairbanks? Thank you, Star. Like I say, I don't know how to explain it. You could drive a car into his living room and he would absolutely be checking to see if you're okay. And he'd be checking to see if you're okay for probably a couple of months. And he wouldn't be mad. Like, he'd be like, oh, there's a hole in my wall. Yeah, he worked for, I don't know if you guys know the the pharmaceutical or the pharmacy Eckards from back in the day. He worked for Eckards for a long, long time. So this is absolutely not what they say it was. I know where this comes from. This comes from Sam over at Specialty Cabs and Block. Really nice. It's actually a turquoise. So it's a block. The turquoise that he uses in his block. Let's come around this corner. There we go. Come around that corner nice. Now we got a good shape. I like the shape. I don't know about everybody else, but I like the shape. That's good, Josh. That's good to go. Not quite like that, but I aim to be like that more and more every day. And what's funny is there's two other people in my life that I would say the same thing about, and I'd already decided this when I first met them. Let me do this real quick. I gotta get back one. Hold on, I gotta flatten this out. And so I met the three of them separately. One of my old bosses, well, two became my old bosses, but I knew them before they became my bosses. Same sort of temperament. And what I didn't know for like 10, 15 years of them being my bosses is that my father-in-law was their boss when they were in their teens. And I knew them they were in their 50s when they were my boss. So they had been in my father-in-law's store, and he managed them when they were in their teens, and they became my boss later on in life, and they have the same temperament that he does with people and just things that happen. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. One of them, with the job I have now, I went for the interviews and everything, and then when my father-in-law said, how did the interview go? I went, really good. This person, I can say his first name, but the person that's going to employ me is Steve. And he's like, oh yeah, I know Steve. I'm like, why didn't you tell me that before the interview? I don't know. So it's odd how things come around in circles, but then again, it's not really that odd when you look at it. All right. Very nice. Well, I haven't done it yet. I shouldn't jinx myself either, so. And he's pretty sneaky too. He'll have you come over to, help him with his printer or his computer, or he wants to show you something. Next thing you know, you've got ice cream in your lap and you're watching a movie. And you went over for 5 minutes. Alright. Let me get this one done on this next wheel, and I've got one more to go, which is a bit dirtier than this one. It's still got to come in some. There we go. Alright, I'm going to go back, take the top off. Sorry for the quick swing. Hey, Fawn, thank you. Yeah, we did. Where are the other ones today? Got that one. I lost one. I lost one somewhere. I don't know where it is. Oh, there it is. This one we're keeping. Or I might keep it. So I might set it like that. Big old silver bezel. And that natural nugget sticking out the top. We'll see. I'm gonna have to clean the window here. Alright. Hold on a second, I blurred you all out. Let's clean you up. Close your eyes. Alright, much better. Get those underneath. And we're going to go to this one. We're taking the top off. There we go. A little close. Back you up just a little bit. There we go. Thank you all for being here. And I really appreciate all those thumbs up there. Going to come on live again tomorrow, probably at 2 o'clock. Time may change, but probably 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time tomorrow. We'll probably finish these up. I'll probably have a few new materials to do as well. And I'm just blending the top of the girdle into the face of the stone. And pressing pretty hard. So this is coming out pretty good for a greenie. A little low over there, but I'm going to try and get that low around the whole stone. No, Josh, it's 2 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Hey, Todd. Yeah, you're never late, Todd. I know some people start coming on before the sale today. I think the sale starts in 30 minutes. Alright, now you can kind of see I'm taking it in from the edge. Now we're going to start rolling this out. I don't know if any of those black, I'd like some of those spots to stay, but I don't know if they will. No, we just, we tricked him out of being here. And I think the oversleeping depends on who you're comparing it to. For him, it's still bedtime. So we like to keep him on his toes, Todd. Opal giveaway. There you go, everybody. That Opal guy, go check out his channel. It's under the same name. I think he's almost ready for a machine. He works with a Dremel, does some fantastic work. His photography is probably better than all of us. Let me try and get this little tiny divot out. Just here. I might have to stay. Nice stone, actually. Just wasn't in the bag it was meant to be in. Clean up this end as well. There we go. And we will move over. Hi, everybody. Yeah, that'll do it to you. I'm the same way. Yeah, I gotta watch, I don't need any more green. I love Kermit, and unless it was like Kermit's hand or something, I can't buy any more green. I got plenty of green. Love the green. I got some beautiful gaskeite, neon, chartreuse greens, and I love my blues, so I'm gonna try and stick to my blues for a while. It's looking pretty good. And that's getting bluer in the middle. It's not going to turn blue. Just doing the tip here really softly. Really easy to undercut these corners. I mean, they're not corners, but they're rounded corners. And it's really easy to come down too quickly on those. Oops. Yeah, I did a lot. I did quite a few by hand. You can make sort of a makeshift grinder motor. You just have to figure out how to do a drip system on it to keep it cool. These motors are completely enclosed, so they keep the majority of the water out. I can't say they keep 100% out. I've opened a few up at this point. But if you can find a big motor, double spindled or two arbored, whatever you want to call it. But let's move over anyway. You can put at least some aluminum oxide on there. Wheels, stone wheels, which will at least give you a basic shape at the beginning. I mean, I've used sharpening stones, Dremels, wet dry paper, wet dry sandpaper. So I've done quite a bit of everything. When I first started, I'd look at any motor and be like, what can I turn that into? I even did a, I don't know if you guys, I know some of you will know, but they have the old shoe polishers where there's like the two buffers on each end, big buffers. So you can't see my hands. So, big buffers, each end of the polishing, and then it's got a handle and you hold onto the handle while you polish your shoes. I even used that for polishing at one point. I think it's got thrown out, but use what you can. Go to estate sales, find cheap motors in the garage. That's what I've done. And then I got lucky with my first motor, which I'm still doing some maintenance on, and then I miraculously found this motor at a rock and gem show. I guess it's almost 2 months ago, just as the other one was starting to give me problems. So I have been blessed that way. Rock blessings. Can you imagine, Josh, going into your local airport with a pull baggage and just walking up to one of the shoe guys and being like, "Can we polish these out real quick?" Opening up your suitcase and having all these slabs and tabs and agates and stuff that you want to polish. Okay, got lucky. I wonder if I could ever do a video like that. Still got that little one in there, but I'm going to leave it. Taking a little bit. Yeah, I was watching some painter this morning put together turquoise color through their pastels, and they literally just used sort of a, not a navy blue, but a little bit more of like a royal blue, and green and white. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out what airport to go to, Josh. A little wonky right here. So we're going to fix that. And after this, we got one more. The next one's going to be pretty dirty, but the color on it's just beautiful. It's a piece of Nakazari. A real piece of Nakazari. Nakazari is a mine down in Mexico, which I believe has now been closed, or had been closed since like 2016, because a Canadian mining company came in to mine gold. They might be mining copper as well, but they came in to mine gold. Our turquoises are mostly a byproduct, except for some of the, Kingman mines, Otters of the Artisans, and a few other families, and a few other claims out in Arizona, New Mexico, Nevada. Alright, I think we are good on this one. Alright. Actually came out a bit nicer than I thought. Get a quick picture. We got one to go. So, did that one. What else did we do? We did that one. I lost one of them. Somewhere. Anyway. This one we're going to try and finish off tomorrow. If I do it right. Hi there. Welcome in. Yeah, I'm going to try. I might back this because of that seam right here that you see on the edge. If I back it, I might actually try and take that little piece off the top, see if I can save it. So the last one for today, well, that was the other one. Maybe the little nugget. Stick it on a ring maybe. So that nugget protruding out. Good for a bar fight right there. Oops. That's my channel. RocksAlot. Let me get a little drink here. I've been testing out the Yeridos grapefruit, a little bit different. I don't drink anymore, but if you're a drinker, that would be pretty good to use as a mix. Alright, this one, I hope I don't screw it up. It's got pyrite in it. I'm not sure if that's pyrite or galena right there. I'm hoping it's pyrite, but... so I'm going to have to, and I got that sharp edge right there. So I'm going to take that off, which is a shame. I've got a funky looking face looking at us, but his ear's going to come off because that's just a piece of quartz. So we're taking off his ears, and then we'll see what's underneath. This is going to get a bit messier. Let's see if I can get some gloves on. My hands are very wet, so it's probably not easy. I don't think it's going to work. Yeah, it's not going to work right now. We're just going to go for it. Here we go. Hi there, 100 people up here. Thank you so much for being here. And, alright, let's take his ears first. Don't worry, buddy, this won't hurt. We're doing it. Double Van Gogh on him. There's one. No, he's definitely not symmetrical. Funny color of rock blood right there. let's take off the little ear over here. It's not glue or anything, it's actually a piece of quartz. Sometimes, from the Nila mine, the RA Stoneworks mine, the Nila mine out in Nevada, they get a red quartz with theirs. It's really neat. So I assume the red in the quartz is probably iron. Hey everybody, welcome in. This is actually a piece of Nakazari. A little more Zari than Nako. I might have to come in and back it because I got a couple little sharp areas that are not going to disappear. That's alright, Jeff. You should see me when I have the gloves on. I'm using a phone right now, so imagine putting wet gloves on a screen to show you guys stuff. Not easy. Although I do have very thin, slender, beautiful hands. Now this is the stuff that's going to get me. This is why I did this last, is this is just going to be, yeah, lovely right there. I just had another crazy idea. And that's pretty. I do like the bottom. Let's possibly roll that out. So this may end up being the face. Just depends what I see under here. And we're about to find out what's under there. So yeah, I just had another silly idea. So we did start the rock pounding sub club. Crackle Cat has been making some needlework, felting work, caricatures of our subscribers. She has done Star and she's done Stephen Pollock. I know who she's working on next. And they are her portrayal of you guys as puppies and canines in felt from what she sees of your chat. Yeah, he doesn't look very happy, but we're gonna take that look off his face right here. Here we go. Get a piece of metal, but I don't know if I'm going to end up going through that metal. I'm doing this pretty slow. everybody. Thanks for being here. It's a mini reveal here. Alright, quick mini reveal. I'm a little afraid about this crevice here. Alright, let's have a look. Boop, boop, boop. Oh wow, he looks madder. Yeah, he looks way madder. But I did like that metal up the top there. We're gonna keep trying to do this side. I might have to back it in here. Huh. I smell the pyrite. The pyrite has a little bit of sulfur in it. I think it is a sulfite, maybe. And it smells a little like a stink bomb or an old firework. Another quick look. Yeah, it is. Okay, so what do we do? We bring that in. Got a shiny top on his head. Anything I'm worried about is here. Bring it in some, but it's gonna mess with the shape a little bit. What I can do is reorient it just a tiny bit. Wow, this is too, I don't know. I could come around here. If I come around here, then I'm going to open up this one. So. Go to the next wheel so I don't take off too much. I'm going to try and reorient it a little bit here. So right now I have the stone on an angle and I'm trying to not reshape the back. I'm flattening the back, but I'm flattening the whole stone at a different angle than it started. And I'm hoping by doing that, I get rid of some of that crevice. Man, that back looks good. The back looks fantastic too. We are at 154, so my lives, they always reconnect to an hour and 54. So that's where we just hit. So we've done almost 2 hours for the day. I really appreciate you all being here. You want to see more of this sort of down-to-earth, homegrown, lapidary work or artwork, whatever you'd like to call it, Mother Nature's work. I come on live Sundays at 2 o'clock and Thursdays at 6 p.m. I don't always sound like I got a frog up my nose, but I do have a mask on. Some of these materials can be a little dangerous. Not so much in the poison, so they got the poison factor too, but just clogging up your lungs back. It's something you gotta be careful of. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna take it over to this last wheel. And we should be looking good. I'm gonna finish up the commissions tonight. We got one of them done, so that's great. Bye, Josh. Thank you so much for hanging out today. Really appreciate it. Really, really do. Come back, see us again, Josh. Thank you for subscribing. Okay, his eyes are gone. I gotta get this out. Just going around on the girdle again. Now I gotta try and blend this over right here. Hopefully. I can have it in there a little bit, that's fine. Pretty piece. Getting dirty today. Look here. Hey Milton, how you doing? Oh, wait, we got pyrite in the middle now too, so alright, that's looking really nice. Great start on that. I think just because we've got so many people in, we're gonna do another quick piece here. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's get a quick picture of this one. There we go. This was the Royston. I can still do it this way. Right now I'm trying to decide whether I just leave that sort of Devil's Mountain nugget sticking out the top and set it that way. And then go pick a fight in the bar somewhere. That lightened up, so that's really nice. This is the Creepsto veracite. It's held together, which is great. Thank you, Logan. How you doing today? You popping in over to the sale? If you do see the sale, let me know. Like, I assume he's going to go on really soon. I'm kind of enjoying my live here. I am enjoying my live, so... And then this Kingman we're going to do tomorrow. Let's see if we got something else over here. Let's have a look. We'll do that another time. Do that another time. I don't know. Let's go dig in the bags. Got plenty of stuff to do. I mean, I got plenty of stuff to do. Let's have a look in here. This looks interesting. Let's have a look in here. What do we got in here? Ooh, look at that. Nice looking veracite. And oop, another bag of Kingman. And turquoise. Well, let's do that. Yeah. Let's do this. This is veracite. This is from Tonopah, Nevada. So Tonopah, Nevada, and around that area, they find all types of turquoises and also all types of vericites. And this is sort of a mix between the two. It can be a little chippy, but I'm going to have to grind that flat, and then hopefully we can come out with something on the top here. I might have to lose all this stuff on the left, but let's see how it goes. Then maybe we'll call it quits. I don't know. I'm feeling good today. I hope everybody else is doing well and feeling good as well. I'm already dirty. And we already changed the plans for the day, so we can keep on changing plans. Let's see how soft this is right here. Let's get a quick picture. Think. Yep. Let's clean up the camera real quick. Oops. Close your eyes. Here we go. There we go. Cleaned up a little bit. Clean up the front a little bit. Nice. Much better. Color looks much better. Alright, let's give this a go. Let's see how soft this is first. Super soft. So most of that's going to go. Where's that come from? And also after this one, I kind of got to give the machine a break. All that sand's got to go. Even though it's a really nice color for a contrast to the front, I can't even see the front, but contrast to the front, it's just too soft. Thank you, sir. Let's see if we hit it yet. Hi everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic Saturday. Even though it's a little chippy. So even though I was changed a little bit because of the weather, I'm out here doing something I love doing. So yeah, it's a little chippy. I hope it holds together. Let's try flattening this back and go from there. Just break off. Anybody else got plans for the weekend? Hitting the beaches with the masses? Just chilling at home and enjoying that you got an extra day off on Monday. Alright, so I see something I'm gonna have to do with this stone, which I'm probably gonna end up, well, maybe not. I don't know if I gotta back it or not because of that hole. We'll keep going for right now. I can orient it that way and maybe get it out right there. This is definitely harder than veracite and harder than turquoise and harder than veracite. So I don't know if it's actually more of like a chrysocolla. You see how I'm kind of changing the orientation? That's where it was. Now I'm trying to bring it down so that when I come to this little area in the middle, it should flatten out some. I got to be careful because I do have a pivot point, and if I push on both sides here on that pivot point, I'll snap that stone right down the middle. Start bringing in the side. That's pretty good. Not quite there, but almost there. You see how that's almost done? So, go all the way around, bringing in the sharp areas, trying to get an even girdle. Even the sand has to go, so let's keep going. Some of that sand coming around the corner. Oh. I'm pressing pretty hard so the wheel wants to bite on the stone and pull it. Yeah, I'm the same way, Logan. I used to buy a lot of other stuff in the beginning. I have a much better eye now, and because I'm a cutter now, I have a much better eye. Even on a small screen on the phone, I have a much better eye at sort of judging whether I'm going to be able to pull a stone out of it, even if I can't see the stone inside. I guess I'm a bit of a stone reader. How about that? Rock whisperer or stone whisperer or something. Although this is pretty loud, it's not very whisper-like. Okay. One little funky bit right here. So the stone isn't showing up too great on here. There you go. See that little chipper right there? I gotta get that out. Yeah, they were calling this a veracite. I'm not quite sure it is, Logan. For me, a veracite and a turquoise are a little more sort of waxy. Ah, look at that. Dang it. Made a hole. See that hole in the top there? It goes all the way in. Then he's taking it to there. Stone is disappearing quick. And there are ways you could fill that and epoxy it, but these are called collagen, Chris. It's a natural collagen glove. Really, Logan, that'll be fantastic. We have a friend, North Star uses a Pixie, and she loves it. So she has a Pixie and she has a Cad King as well. And she loves it. Yeah, I do wear gloves from time to time. I'm just joking. And depending on the material, you definitely should wear gloves at times. The wheels, I'm not so worried about the wheels. See, they'll take your fingerprint off if I take them long enough. And they will take the edge of your nail off if you leave them on there long enough. But I'm very, very highly skilled. I do have a mask on, so that's pretty impressive. Alright, so still got to get somehow around this. I'm hoping when I round that off, well, let's try it. Let's see what happens. It's either going to get worse or it'll be fixed. Let's see. So far so good. Kind of coming to the bottom of it. Come on. I might have to bring the edge in a little bit more. That's okay. Now let's have a look. It's still there, but very tiny. And I think we can roll it out. So once I bring it in, maybe a millimeter. Like that. Should be pretty good. So I am working with a copper infused stone, which you shouldn't breathe it for sure. Diluted in the water shouldn't be too bad. It is good for antibacterial. Alright. Now, gotta do this. Wow. My fingers in the top of the rock look pretty much the same. Yeah. Been out here a while. Anyway, Let's see if I can take this edge up. If I can't do it, well, this could be. Let's do it on this one. There you go. See that chip right out? Chipped right out. Gotta be careful. I'm pressing a lot softer. That's 76 people, 76 thumbs up. What a fabulous place to be. We're going to be celebrating the 250th anniversary of the United States. Obviously, the 200th was in 1976. You can grab some 2026 pennies for your great-great-grandkids. Some other coins being minted that may have more value in the future. Now, if you can find yourself a 1776 coin, you're probably doing pretty good. So hopefully tomorrow I'll send you an email with those 4 stones in it. I did come out and finish up the agates with a cerium oxide on them. In fact, it's right here. That is cerium oxide, that's not anything else. I'm close enough here. I need to move over to the next wheel before I have a giant chip out of here. Let's move over. Yeah, it keeps getting smaller, Todd. Works great on hard rocks, though. Right. It's got that tiny little chipper in there. Where is it? Right there. Can you see it? Kind of. Right on the edge, right there. Let me get that out. Bring it down a little more. Come on. Dog, I see you in chat. What time was Dave's sale today? I thought it was going on at 2 o'clock. I mean, yeah, 2 o'clock Mountain Time. For Utah time. Maybe I'm wrong. This is veracite or turquoise. I would have been finished on this like 15 minutes ago. I don't know what the mixer stone is in this one. I know it's natural. It has not been stabilized. It's pretty hard. Alright. There's some wiggle waggle on here. Bit of a pull out here. And alleviate as many facets as I can off the top. And then the next wheel will take them out completely. Actually starting to get like a oceany look to it. I need to try and take that little piece of sand out. Take that little piece of sand out. Normally I'd leave it, but it's pretty soft in this case, so it's pretty good. A little lopsided on my dome. Thank you for the thumbs up. I got, what, 22 to go to hit 100. It is free. You just tap the screen twice. Head up to the top there and hit the thumbs up. Or hit the thumbs down. That counts too. Logan, I was hoping it was on already and I was missing it. Yeah. My girdle is not straight. Right? Yeah, my girdle is not straight and I'm a little off on my shape. So now I'm just doing a little bit of cleanup to this stone right now. What I'm trying to do is get that girdle height here, the same all the way around. A little wonky. This is actually, I'm going to straighten the back right here. I'm softly pushing. I think I could take it down to the wheel on the end. I'll probably do it after. Alright. Let's move on to the next wheel before I crack it out. Thank you for those extra thumbs up. It really does help. So even if you just look and if you hit the thumbs up, I don't even get to find out who gave a thumbs up. It's just really helpful. And it does help the channel in the long run. Subscribing is different. It depends on whether you have your subscribers open to the public to look at or whether it's private. The only part about going private is I can't, from time to time we have a little appreciation for the subscribers as it keeps rising, and I can't tell the ones that have their accounts publicly, private, which is fine. I can't enter you into the appreciation list because I don't know who you are. And I think next up is 2,500 subscribers, and we'll be doing another appreciation for that. And it's was one of the recipients of that. And I think Candy was, and Koa. So we've had a few appreciation days, and the next one will probably be 2,500. And as the channel gets bigger, maybe the appreciations will get bigger, or I'll have more of them. All right, putting the back. That looks good. I still have 3 other wheels to do, so I'm not going to do those today. I'm actually past the half hour what I planned to do today, because for some reason you guys keep me in here. No, I like being in here. It's definitely different material, different type of hardness. There we go. I'm going to do something with the bottom of the stone that I'm a little apprehensive of doing, but I have to do it. So this sharp corner on the bottom there, I need to take that out. So put it at a 45 on the edge of the wheel and slowly turn it. This will help it from not chipping. It also helps in the setting process when it goes into the fitting. So you kind of see it's not sharp anymore, just round it really, just a little bit. Just enough. A little bit of a natural little divot in there, but I think I'm good with that. Alright, cool. Thank you, Doug. I appreciate that. Maybe we'll do one more. Everybody want to do one more? I think I saw another piece of Kingman in there. Let's see if I can find that. So that's nice. Let's get a picture of that. Boom. And this is what we've done so far. Quite a variation, actually. We weren't here earlier. Now that seems like nothing, but it's actually a really nice nugget on the top there. See that little tower up there? We've done those, plus we did the other piece of Kingman that we got started. It's going to be gorgeous. We're going to finish that off tomorrow. Get a quick picture, maybe not. And then we're going to move on to one other piece of Kingman, I think. I happened to spot another Kingman bag. And, yeah, shouldn't take us too long. Let's see. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's see if I can find that bag again. And I got a bag of Mexican mix right there. I got a lot to do. I've been picking out the really nice stuff, but I got a lot to do here. Where did that Kingman go? Oh, there it is. Hiding. Alright, this is going to be the last thing. I've got, what are we at? 30. I got 30 minutes. So we'll pick one of these out. And this flat one right here. Let's have it up. Yep. Nice nugget, actually. I'm not going to back it, not going to try and cut it. We're just gonna, I mean, like, I'm not going to try and cut it in two. I'm just going to cut it as a whole piece. Where do my angles go here? Ah, my machine's dirty today. Look at that. That is a mess. Ah, that looks a little bit better. Clean the water here. So I'm looking at the angles on the sides. This is actually pretty straight, which is fine. But this one is angled, well, angled this way. I think this is going to be the top. So let's go to the 80 crit down the end. And try and crank this out. Hi Desiree, welcome in again. Jerome, hi, how you doing? Let's see how we did. Yeah, the light on that, they called it a veracite, so it's a mix of veracite and turquoise is what they said. That's what they said. Let's see if I can flatten this out. Got my mask on. We're running out of power there. So there goes my flashlight, I think, on my phone. Oh, see, let's bring this over a little bit. Maybe that'll help. So we're getting close to closing time anyway. Sometimes I don't get to decide and the machine decides, or the phone decides. Wow, it's pretty underneath. Almost flat. There's one little area that I want to get out over here. So that's flat-ish. Lovely florets on the back. That, I believe, is stabilization. So yeah, I think this is part of the stabilization process here. You can see the blue starting to poke through. I do hit them, so you can tell a lapidarist by the top corners of my index finger. I don't have the screws for the fingers, but I don't have that on my middle fingers. I do here, and that's after, you know, hundreds and hundreds of hours of working on here. But this is an 80 grit, so it's just diamond impregnated, and it doesn't hurt. I can do whatever you want. Same with the soft wheels over here. This is a 220 over here, which is a less grip. So a couple of things that I do have to be careful of. When I'm dropping sticks, like if my finger goes in here, I don't mind so much. So I can pull it right out. But when I'm on a stick and it goes in here, it tends to get caught up and actually pull you in towards the wheels. I know a lot of people lose stops. The saw's the same, Desiree. It depends. I'll show you next time. I mean, everything's dangerous. Please don't misunderstand me. But using a drill and a wall is probably as dangerous as what I'm doing here. Maybe even more, I don't know. So I could fight for this little piece on the top here, but I think it's taking it out. And there you go, so I took it off. Now I don't have to fight or think about it. Bubbling instead of water. Then as far as the sediment that's coming off of these Desirees, it gets caught up with the water. This is just an air pump that's spitting water up there. And it keeps me a little safer. Also having the mask on that I have on keeps me a little safer. I could go full on hazmat if I needed to. Safety, the more the better. I could have gloves on, which I do some of the time. I can't say I always do. Redoing the back a little bit. It does, but you know, I don't have a great analogy. How about, which is worse, smoking cigarettes with a filter or without? I don't smoke anymore. I used to. I used to drink and I used to smoke, and I don't do either. And part of my substitution of those things was actually working on rocks. So working on my creative side helped me in my daily life. All right. Start taking this down now. I think we're good. Probably bring that in a little bit because of that little undercut right there. That's what I've done so far. This one's going to stay like this for now anyway. Got a little tower on top. Little devil mountain on top there. Alright, we're going to call it a sandcastle. This one we may or may not back, but we're going to cut this tomorrow. This was really nice. Sorry, Freckle Cat just came home, so she is peeking. That's pretty. That's a piece of Nakazari. And green is Here's the soft green, and then a little piece of striky veracite and shirt. And then I'm just working on this piece, and then I'm quitting. Awesome. Okay. Putting a little extra water in there. What I'm doing here is making sure my girdle is like 7 to 11 degrees. So you see this is the bottom. I've got an angle coming up here. And that means that when it gets set and somebody, myself or somebody wants to fold in that bezel, it actually grabs a hold on both sides or all the sides, and that stops that stone from coming out. And the way I get my angle is I work below the center of the wheel. So working below the center, I need to have it top side up. If I work above the center, to get the angle that I'm going for, I'd have to be above the center. And it would have to be back side up. Yep, need to be back side up. So I can do it that way. Or I can go underneath the center point and do it that way. Both work just as well as each other. And now I'm going to go around and start rolling this edge over. I'm going to do that at about a 45. I don't know if I like this, I might have to bring this in. We'll see what it looks like when I get it folded over. Oh shoot, well, that's okay. Okay. So I should be bringing the 245s right on the end here. There's a little much on this side from that side, but that's okay right there. You can kind of see my top, so I'll start to bring it in. That's like almost a 45 all the way around. This one could be a little sharper. Phew. It's a shame. I don't like that sticking out. I don't know if that's quartz or epoxy. Alright, so that was all epoxy there and it's gone. Made the stone much smaller, but Makes it a much cleaner face. Now we're going to go at about a 30. Go from 45 to 30. Hi everybody. Thank you for being here. Don't ask too much. If you could hit that thumbs up and get me to 100, that would be just fabulous. I don't get to 100 too often. And yeah, it just really helps. Alright, we're going to roll this top over. Get rid of the pull out. I've got to put this under here.